Hello, and thanks for watching this short video going over the SENISS outreach referral form. This is the form that should be used to refer an individual pupil to SENISS, either as part of our traded offer or our universal offer. Now try to remember when you're filling in this form that we don't know your pupil at all, so the more information that you put on here, the more it's going to help us. Think of it like a jigsaw. The more pieces we've got, the more likely we are to be able to see the child as a whole. So I'll be going through the form section by section, picking up on those areas that typically people may forget or fill in incorrectly. At the end of the day, we want to help you improve the outcomes for your children, and the more information you can give us about them, relevant information that is, the better we can help you to help them. So at the top of this form, you can see that it asks whether this referral is part of the SENISS traded or universal offer. To help you make that decision, all referrals will be universal unless it's a referral for a dyslexia assessment or a dyscalculia assessment or for access arrangements. So every other referral will be universal. After that section, it should be fairly self-explanatory. We ask for the name of the pupil, the school, the setting, the consortia, any previous schools or settings, which year group they're in, the parent carer's name and address, email, contact email or number, whether the child's in PVI, primary or secondary, their date of birth, the SENCO name, and your email or number, class teacher or key worker, form tutor, etc., and home language. Attendance is really helpful and is often easily accessed on your school system. Obviously, if a child is or has been a poor attender, that may help understand some of their current difficulties. Questions about home language, attendance, ethnicity, and whether there have been any fixed term exclusions or whether the child is LAC, child in need or involved in child protection, help us obtain just to gain a more holistic view of the child and their situation. So this is the area that starts getting a bit trickier. For the question about the pupil's primary need, you'll recognise the categories as being the same as those on the school census. So we've got, and I feel as if I'm being tested now, ASD, autistic, HI, hearing impaired, multisensory impairment, physical disability, PMLD, profound and multiple learning difficulty, SLD, severe learning difficulty, SEMH, social emotional mental health, speech language and communication difficulty, VI, vision impaired, and SPLD, specific learning difficulties. And then the added questions: does this pupil have any formal diagnosis? Obviously that's really helpful for us to know. Please circle or cross out as appropriate. You've got room there to put any others in. Does a pupil have an EHCP? And are they in receipt of high needs funding? These are all different pieces of the jigsaw that we're trying to build up to get to know your child. So this next section, again, really important for us and must be filled in. Just asking which other agencies are already involved. If you have any recent reports as a result of any of these agencies being involved with your pupil, please attach them. They can give us really important information about any recommendations that have already been made. Another important piece of the jigsaw here, asking about current attainment. Please fill it in for the pupil's current key stage, but also for the previous key stage if possible. For example, for a secondary pupil, it can be really helpful for us to know what they attained in their key stage 2 stats. If you're using any other assessments with your pupil, for example, the engagement model or the SENISS social communication and play journal, please add these to the section as well and give more details in the priority area of concern section below. So this area can be the trickiest to fill in, but gives us really essential information. When it asks for the priority areas of concern, please do prioritise these, and please just don't give us a list of what the pupil can't do. Start thinking about what you'd like the focus of our visit to be. To answer the question about what you've already tried, please think about what's currently in place and is happening regularly every day. What will we see in place when we come in to visit? We may adapt the support that you ask for from SENISS, but please put down what you'd like it to look like. And remember that our role is to help move the pupil forward, not to be a gatekeeper for other services. Think about the timing of our visit. For example, if your PE day is a really tricky day for your pupil, then suggest that we come in on that day because we need to see that. So the pupil's view is essential. Their strengths and interests can help us initially make a connection with the pupil, or we can offer relevant motivators by knowing what their interests are. But we're also interested in how they view their difficulties. For a non-verbal pupil, this section is just as important as for a verbal pupil. Think about the wide range of ways you can use to get that pupil's voice. For example, using visuals, 1 to 5 scales, card sorting exercises, observing body language, or just watching the pupil and seeing what they appear to enjoy or dislike. Parents' views are also critical. Have the parents raised the concern in the first place? Have they been worried about their child for a while? What do the pupils' difficulties look like in the home context? We realise it's not always easy to get this information, especially at a secondary school level when staff don't see parents as often, but hopefully this information could be gained through a quick phone call. Please remember to tick the relevant boxes and remember the all-important signatures. We have to have hard copies of the signatures. This is to try to ensure that particularly parents have seen the whole form with all the information filled in. If it's not possible to get their information on the form, we can accept an email from parents saying that they have seen the outreach referral form and are happy for the referral to go ahead. And then where to send the completed form. So this information is right at the top of the form at the beginning. When everything's been filled in and signed, please send a scanned version of the form to the relevant email address. Remember that it's only a traded request if you're asking for a dyslexia assessment, dyscalculia assessment, or an assessment for access arrangements. Thanks so much for watching, and we look forward to receiving your referral.